Hi, I'm Amanda Skelton, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'd like to show you how to make this project, which is a nice little gift box to house 4 cards. You might be able to get a few more in there, but I thought 4 is quite a nice number. And you could give this as a gift, so if there's somebody that you know that likes to have nice cards, it's always nice to have a stock, a set of cards in stock. So I've made a set of 4 cards that then match with this set of papers. So these papers are the Thoughtful Journey papers. I don't know if I think I showed them on a previous project, but they've got some gorgeous papers in here. Lovely designs, 2 sides as always. Yeah, they've just got some gorgeous papers in here. Really nice papers, lovely colours. And this just shows you that the paper does all the work for you. So all you have to do is literally add a sentiment and you've got a card. So I'm going to do this project using this colourway, and we're not going to make the cards, but they're just normal C6 cards, so quarter of an A4 piece of paper, half an A4 to make the actual card base. Obviously folded in half is a quarter A4, but yeah, so then you can fit 4 envelopes, 4 cards in there. So we're going to make this colourway with these papers, but just to show you, and then you can use this little pop up here as a way to close it. But I also did a couple of others to sort of look a bit more masculine. So this is using the Country Woods papers. So these are 12 by 12 papers, and again, lovely colours, lovely designs, nice sort of natural woods, and really good for mail cards. You've got some greys in there, and some browns, so some really nice colours in there. So that's what I did with these 2. And then what I did with these, I made it a bit more nautical. So this is using the Seaside Wishes bundle, and that has a stamp set, the dies, and it also has an embossing folder, which you'll see on one of my other projects coming out very shortly. So that is a really good bundle, and the reason why I say that is because at the moment the bundles have an extra 10% off at the moment. So you already get 10% off with a bundle anyway, but you get an extra 10% off, so that's 20% off until the end of June, so until the end of 30th of June. So you've got about a week for this to still this offer to still be on, so it's worth making use of that if you think that you might be interested in these bundles. So this, I said I used the Thoughtful Journey papers, and then I've used the Lifetime of Love flower here and the matching die. So again, it's another bundle. Again, you can get the 10% off, and then I've used this flower as the way of closing it. In this way, I've used the I think they call them sand dollars. I don't know that I ever knew them as that, but sand dollar there. So that's what we're going to make today. Like I said, I'm going to use the Thoughtful Journey papers. So this is what I've got. I've already coloured and die cut the sentiments and things. You don't need to see me doing that. You know what you're doing with that by now, I'm sure. So this is what we're going to use. So what do we need? We need 1 piece of white card, and that measures 4 3/4 of an inch by 11 3/4 of an inch. So effectively the whole length of an A4 piece of card, and you're going to score it at 6.5 inches and at 7 1/4 inch, and that's going to make this back section and this top and this little flap at the top. Then you want another piece of card which measures 3.5 inches wide, which actually, when you put these 2 widths together, it actually makes an A4 piece. But this is 11.5 inches, not 11 3/4. So I don't know if you can just see there, not quite the same length, just a little bit shorter. And then this one, so this one is 3.5 inches by 11.5 inches, and you want to score it at 4 3/4 of an inch, 5.5 inches, 10 1/4 inches, and 11 inches. So that's quite close there, so that's about half an inch from there. And then you want to turn it around, and then you want to score 3/4 of an inch up from one edge. It doesn't really matter which way, because you're going to make a box out of it. Okay, so what we can do first of all is let's make the box. So you'll have a piece there, hopefully you can see that. You'll have a piece here with this small square in the corner once you've done all your scoring. So we're going to snip that one out. Okay, so get rid of that one, and then you've got 3 more score lines up, so you're just going to score up. You don't need to take the little wedge out of them, because actually it's going to help make your box nice and square by keeping it as a square. Okay, so you should have a little flap there and a flap there. Okay, so it doesn't matter which ways you do it, but basically start folding all your score marks all the same way, and then also the section at the bottom. You want to again fold it all the same way so it's all inwards. Okay, let's just move that out of the way for a minute. Okay, so what we'll do first of all, so this is going to be the back here, okay, and it'll probably be easier to, no, it should be okay. So I'm going to use liquid glue, and what you're going to do, like I say, that is going to be the back there. What you're going to do is make sure that's inside, make sure the flaps are inside like that. We're going to put glue on. So because that's going to be the back, I don't really want to see the raw edge at the front here. I want this to be the front edge if that's going to be the back as well. So I want to make sure that that section is underneath, so you get the nice edge here. Okay, so that means we want to put glue on the inside edge, or the bottom of there, doesn't matter which one really. Am I going to get any glue out? Oh gosh, yes, we're getting some glue out now. Okay, make sure it goes all the way to the end. Okay, and then you want to fold that piece on there. You can use that side to keep it nice and put some pressure on it. Okay, so that's pretty much stuck. And then what we're going to do is put glue on the bottom of here and on this edge. And then we're going to tuck those two inside. And then on the outside edge. Okay, make sure it's nice and square, but it's not in too far. Okay, that's quite a nice edge there. Try not to fiddle. I've got glue on my hand, so if you get that, try not to fiddle around too much with it. And then I'm just going to use a bone folder just to push that in. Now, I'm also going to do that just to press it on there. Now, that section I didn't glue. I probably should have done that. I should just about be able to get a bit of glue in there, I think. Yeah, I can just about get a bit of glue in there. Probably should have done that at the same time, but that will be enough just to keep that in there. Okay, so there you've got a nice square box. So this is going to become this section here, this front box here. So that is going to be the back, because that's got the seam there and that's got the seam there. That's going to be the back. So you've got 2 pieces of paper here. So this piece I'm going to put on the bottom. I didn't tell you what sizes these were, did I? So these 2 pieces of DSP. So the first one for the bottom of the box is 4.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches deep. And then this piece here, which is going to be for the closing flap on the front, that is 4.5 inches wide by 4.25 inches deep. Okay, so I'm going to use, like I said, you've got two sides of this paper, which is gorgeous, so you can choose, you can mix and match how you want to form your pattern. But I'm going to put that piece on there. So that's about even there. Okay, and then bone fold this again, fold it all one way. You've got 2 score marks, so fold and fold. What you've got to remember is the direction. If it's directional, this isn't particularly, you've got to remember that this is going to be sticking on the bottom of here, and this is going to be the section that goes over the front. So it's this piece you want to be putting your patterned paper on, and it's going to be this way. So you can see I took that from a different piece, which is actually also quite nice, but it just doesn't quite go. It's got the pink, so I wanted to keep it neutral on this one so that it would appeal maybe for males as well. So I'm going to place this on here. Okay, so what we need to do now is we're going to glue that onto there. So literally just need your liquid glue again. Just put glue all on this back section. And as always, by putting liquid glue on, you give yourself a little bit of manoeuvrability so you can make sure it's all nice and lined up. Okay, and then I'm going to just place it at the bottom. I'm just going to line it up by holding that like that. And I'm just going to check from all angles. That can move over that way a bit. That's nice and flat there, so you can look at the back of it as well. That all looks nice and lined up on the bottom as well. So again, I'm just going to use my bone folder just to give that a good squash down on the back. Okay, and then I've just got a very nice little simple sentiment. So just for you, which I think is probably from a set that's actually finished now, but I've used the blue, which is boho blue, which goes quite nicely with the papers here, and the same for an old olive here to pick out the colours here. And by doing it this way, then it gives you something to sort of I don't know if that looks upside down. That looks upside down to me. So you want to work out roughly, you want to make sure that this is nice and square, and you want to see roughly where that is going to go. You want it about, halfway for this to go over, maybe a little bit lower. And so what I'm going to use, I'm going to just use some little foam pads to raise this up so that you've got a little gap to go behind. Okay, you want to make sure you only put foam pads on the bottom half of this. So what's the way am I doing it? I'm doing that way, so that's the bottom half. So I'm just going to make sure I only put them on the bottom. I might put another one there and another one there, just to make sure it's got lots of stickiness. And then it's probably better to put this in place when you've got the front section of your box closed like that. Okay, so that's the bottom. And what you can do then is you can feel how far down the pads are. So if you do that and just sort of, let's not do that. So I'm just going to sort of raise that to the bottom of here. Then I'm just going to give that a really good squash down. And then I know I can just put that in there, and it's got a little bit of more space, but it's got enough that it's certainly going to keep it in place. And then all that's left is to put the sentiment on. And I'm not going to raise this up, I'm just going to keep this fairly flat. Ooh. And then I'm just going to put that in the middle. And because you've got quite a nice detailed, just want to keep it centered. I don't know, that's very straight, that's better. Keep it centered sort of with here. And again, because you've got nice pattern paper, you don't really need to do much to it really. Like I said, the paper does all the work for you. So there you have a little gift box for some cards. So this is the first one I did. Oh, we have these also. So these are the brushed brass butterflies. That's not that easy to say. So because I've done this with the flowers, so these are self-adhesive. So I'm going to use one of the large ones on this one. So I'm just going to put that, she says, if it'll come off. Oh, that's moving around as well. I'm just going to put that at an angle there. Yeah, so these are really nice. They're flat, but they're got quite a nice detail to it. So there you have it. A little box there for a gift box for some cards. So this one has already got the 4 in, and you can just close it like that. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you have, or if you've got any questions. As always, you can find all the products at www.amandascraftedcards.stampinup.net, and I'm on Pinterest and YouTube as Amanda's Crafted Cards. Yeah, please do take a look, and please try and recreate, because it makes such a lovely little gift. Like I said, any stamps, stamp and die bundles are an extra 10% off at the moment until the 30th of June 2024. So if you are interested in any of the bundles, then definitely take a look now, because you're going to get the extra 10% off. So that's really worthwhile doing. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.